On Sunday at about 3:20 in the afternoon, Nipsey with two other males were standing in front of his store, as has been reported. That Mr. Holder walked up on multiple occasions and engaged in a conversation with Nipsey and the others that were there. He left and then came back and subsequently came back armed with a handgun and purposely and repeatedly fired, striking and killing Nipsey Hussle, as well as striking and injuring the other two. One requiring them to be hospitalized or transported to a nearby hospital, the other suffering a wound but was treated at scene. Mr. Holder, we have identified him through, at this point, the available video evidence, statements, and information that we're getting from our community. And I cannot thank enough that the community is the one who is helping us solve this case. As in every case, it is a community.
Black light here. He said they had video evidence of Eric Holder encountering Nipsey Hussle. The thing that we always lose sight of is that you always got to go to the root of the matter. When I seen this, first time I ever seen this police statement of the arrest of Eric Holder, I was looking at this brother, his face, and his expression, how he was looking at the cop. And I was looking at all of their facial expressions in their eyes. And the video that the police was talking about had to be that video of TMZ, because I never seen any other video showing Eric Holder talking to Nipsey, or even the infamous getaway driver, that female getaway driver. We never seen that. A lot of holes in the statements, so they couldn't never cover up that video that TMZ put out. They covered it up too much, where you couldn't tell who the figures were in the video. So I knew all these people right here had something to do with the assassination. Their brother, you know, I've been on this planet 7 decades. I know how they roll, how the police roll, how the black businessmen roll. They all have a business model or a prototype, and it goes all the way back to the Wild West, how the Wild West was conquered from the Indians, and the enslavement of the prisoners of war, the enslavement of the black prisoners of war, put it like that. It's the same MO all the time. And you often find that the law enforcement always being to the most powerful businessman in that town. You know, they tried to say the Ponderosa, the Bonanza, they gave them a different twist. These were some fair-minded big ranchers, but all the other ranchers around them wasn't as fair-minded. But they always showed range wars, including the Ponderosa, against other businessmen. But the big ranchers often owned that town, and the mayor, and the circulation of the money. Well, black people have been conditioned enough to use the language of the white man instead of taking the same language and using it for their benefit. And when we do have our little code language, we always let them know what we're talking about. In other words, they learn how to talk our language too. And then once they learn how to talk our language, they can move among us and trick us. Now, Jeffrey Epstein is a Jew. I've been telling y'all that how Jews roll. Jews and Romans or Italians are the same people on two different levels, but they're gangsters. And they have different levels of operation. But the ultimate thing is they try to be legit, which they can never be, because this country was founded on corruption. And they try to be legit, and they try to have a black market, an underground market, so they can sell dope on top and on the bottom. They can sell sex on the top through movies and porno. You know, them ain't nothing but prostitutes on your porno movies, and they can sell sex on the street corner. Then they could buy islands where they could have prostitution of every type. When they founded this country, and they had the black prisoners of war that were slaves, they had sex farms, and they had sex farms with black children as well as the women and black men turning homosexuals, doing the bidding of the master. And this practice has been kept up through all them years. The reason why they busting this guy right here is because of some kind of political reason. They're trying to break somebody's power base. And I think it's Donald Trump. They're trying to break him because Donald Trump is battling with Hillary Clinton. The Clintons, so it appears to be. It's a power struggle. Now, what does this have to do with Nipsey? Well, we're talking about Terry Crenshaw territory and a brother trying to gain power. Where he messed up is, and I'm going to tell all y'all that, is you can't partner up with this system. This system was built by the devil and for the devil. And a black man can't be included in that. Because, I mean, the only way he's going to be included is he's still going to be a slave. He's going to be a high-paying slave, you know. But he's going to have to deal in corruption. Now, this country right now is under divine chastisement. You know, snakes eating up snakes. And natural catastrophes and weather is happening, bad weather, what they call bad weather, but I call it good weather, is happening now. It's a hellified world that you're living in. You're gaining enemies and losing friends. Conspiracy, covert plans. You throw the rock, then you hide your hands. So black man and black woman. But Nipsey made this mistake is that when he was independent, he was doing good, but he wanted to be large. You got to get a front man. You got to get a front man, even if it's a white man. You got to pay him off to be your front man. If you're going to deal with the devil. You can't let the devil know who you are, even though he'll find out. Yeah. If you want to buy some land, you got to do it through somebody with some pale face. You know. But they're going to check up on his background also. So it's kind of hard to really deal with him nowadays because they are thorough in their investigation. So the best thing for you to do is not to even try to deal with him. The best thing for you to do is to build a world for yourself. How you do that? Everything got to be an alternative to what they got now. I keep telling y'all, solar energy is going to be the next thing. Once they deal with the kinks. Yeah. But you can't deal with them like this. Political wise, you keep on wanting to vote. That ain't going to work. So you got to deal with them separate. And it can be done. Elijah Muhammad did it. He was the prototype. He did it up until the day he died. But y'all see what happened after he died. Now you got all these fake. And they took it straight to the white man. Now he's controlling Black light.